Hello everyone, back again with another Amphibia review. Sorry for the lack of reviews last week. I actually got really sick. Like I was coughing so much that my ribs were like bruised, but I feel a whole lot better now. And if there is a weird pause in the video or it cuts funny, it's because I started coughing again, and I'll try to cut out the coughing because that's gross. Nobody wants to hear that. But we're back in. We just finished the third temple, and they're the Sprig and all them, and they're gonna have a little party. You know, like welcome, the groups back together. They finished their mission of defeating the temples, and they're gonna have a fun like dinner party. Sounds like a good idea. Sasha is still who she is. she does nothing to win me over. Literally nothing. She's just who she is, and she is not that great of a person. She's mean. She's nasty. She's controlling. It's just tough. It's tough to like her. There's very little things about her that make me want to be like, oh, I want a Sasha in my friend group. Oh, I want a Sasha close to me in my life, because she just seems to be such a great person. She proves herself to be just controlling and mean and nasty like she always is. Dependable. She's strong. She's good in a fight. I just don't want her to have her around any other time. So we open up and they're planning a little dinner party. It looks really nice. They're putting up lights, and Marcy's wearing a very cute dress. I like it. It looks great on her. She looks fabulous. And Sprig is very cautious of Sasha, which is the way you should be. And then the family's like, okay, Sasha's great, but did they have to invite Grimes? Because Grimes was like their main enemy. And they're like, well, if Sasha trusts Grimes and we trust Sasha, we should, trust her decisions, her friends. True when the person is a good person, but Sasha is not a good person right now. And they're like, oh, Sasha's changing. And then it cuts to Sasha saying she doesn't want to change, which is true, because Sasha only cares about what she likes and what she wants and what makes her feel good and what makes her happy. She does not give two craps about anybody else. She's not a good person. But even Grimes is like, hey, we got this plan. We don't know what the plan is yet. We are unaware of what they plan to do, but they're going to screw their friends over, and she doesn't seem to care. Because she wants to rule Amphibia, like she doesn't want to go back home. And Grimes is like, just be good, be on your best behavior, and after we take over Amphibia, then you can do whatever you like, do whatever you want after that. And then even she has, in her mind, she's thinking, oh, once I roll Amphibia, I'll fix our friendship. It'll be just like it was before. Does she really think that? You know what's sick? She honestly believes that. In her heart, she believes, once I take over Amphibia and show my dummy friends how awesome and amazing I am, and they get on the same page as me, they're going to fall in line and be just like how it was before. That's sick. But, okay, they're going to go to this dinner party. And look how adorable everybody is. Oh my goodness gracious. They're wearing their Sprig with his little tuft of hair is so cute. Everyone's wearing like nice dinner clothes and looking fabulous. I love it when Anne dresses up, because she actually has really good style, and she, doesn't have to look like a garbage child all the time. But they open the doors and look at them. They look all like mean and nasty. But they get scared, but they're like, oh, everything, it's fine. They come in, and Grimes brought like this big cake. It's like a big chocolate lava cake. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, geez, this is going to turn out bad. But it takes a while for it to like proof. He's like, oh, the night's going to end with an explosion of deliciousness. And of course, Sasha does this perfectly. She can play up this Sasha right here is not real. This is a fake Sasha. This Sasha does not exist. This Sasha is a mask that she wears. But the girls get all, because they're 13, 14-year-old girls. So they're going to jump around and scream and be super loud. And oh my God, there's nothing louder than 13-year-olds. They're jumping up and down and being super happy. They're sitting down at the dinner table, and Sprig wants to sit next to Anne. But then, Sasha wants to sit next to Anne. Here's the thing. If they weren't going to do assigned seating, I would have talked to, see, they didn't think about this beforehand. Assigned seating would have solved this problem. But Sprig, not trusting Sasha, wants to be close to Anne. Also, he kind of wants to be like, oh, I'm Anne's best friend. I can see both sides of this, and Sasha, this being like an event that brought them back together, it would make more sense for the three humans, the three friends to sit next together. But, I don't know. What do I say? I think because of the way that it's set up, Sasha should have sat next to Anne. That's just, Sprig should have gave up his seat, especially to a lady. He should have gave up his seat, but he didn't. And then Grimes and them keep going back and forth about this because they're being like, Sasha, just give it up. And she's like, no, I don't want to. Sasha doesn't like being told what to do. She has an authority problem. And boy, do I have a problem with people with authority problems, especially when it's something so simple. You should never be forced to do something you don't want to do. But if it's just something as stupid as a seating arrangement, you got to get the hell over it. But they start eating, and of course it's super awkward because Grimes like, wow, these vegetables are great. Like, who do you extort to get these vegetables? And then they're like, we grow them. Like, we don't have slaves like how you guys do. We just do it ourselves. It's like, oh, awkward. And then Hop Pop's like, does anyone want to hear a joke? I'm like, oh no, this can't be good. This is going to turn out horrible. So he tells like a racist joke about toads. He's like, how many toads does it take to screw in a light bulb? And then then Graham's like, how many? He's like, oh, 0. They want to sit in the dark and they just be all alone and everything. Then it's a dead silence. And then Grimes laughs, which is funny because I don't think he's making this up. He probably thinks this is hilarious. Nothing's funnier than when someone is able to let self-deprecation and just take it as what it is. It's just a stupid joke. I like that. Grimes, good on you for being able to roll with the joke. So it's kind of going all right. They end up having they're talking and everything, and Anne and Marcy have a good back and forth. They're different. They're very different as people, but they're able to kind of go back and forth without really stepping on each other too much. It doesn't seem like Sasha can have a relationship with anybody where she's not in complete control of everything, in control of the conversation, in control of what people's opinions are, control of just, my goodness gracious, girl, you got to learn to give and take. You got to be able to go back and forth because they're bringing up stuff and Sasha's not in on it. She's like, well, what's that about? And then they're like, oh, they're trying to talk and have a conversation, but she's feeling left out. And then when she's felt left out of the conversation, she gets really depressed about it. But then let's play a game. Basically, they're playing Pictionary. And, you pick a category, you draw it, you're not allowed to talk, and then everyone has to kind of guess what you're drawing. Grimes is up first and just draws this horrible picture of 3 toads or frogs or something. Nobody's getting it. Then again, that same thing happens again where Sasha or Anne and Marcy are like, oh, it's the Queen Bee incident or whatever. And then she's like, what are you talking about? Oh, the thing is, we did, you wouldn't get it. Then she's like, well, I want to be let in on it. Not everything has to involve you, Sasha. Your friends can do friends things without you being connected. You're not the keystone to the friendship. You're part of it. It's important that you're part of the group, but no, not one person is everything in a relationship. And Sasha's got to learn that. But it's the battle of something that's this really long thing, and then Hop Pop is able to get it, which is ridiculous. And then Hop Pop draws this snake thing, and then Sasha guesses. And then everyone's like, oh, that doesn't even look like that. They're kind of making fun of her. And they're laying it on a little thick. Are they being jerks on purpose, being extra jerks? Probably. Me, personally, if you're my friend and I'm not busting you up about things and calling you out and, that's just what I do. When I leave you alone, when I don't talk to you, when I just let you go do whatever it is that you're doing and I just don't interact with you, that's when I don't like you. I'm weird. I'm Mexican. That's what we do in Mexican families. We always bust each other up. But then Hop Pop's like, oh no, she's right. And then Sasha gets all up in Sprig's face. Ha ha, I was right, you little twerp. Sasha, take the victory with grace. She can't. And then even Anne's like, dude, let off him. He's just like a little kid. But then, it's Sasha's turn to draw something. And she draws a tree. And nobody's getting it. And they're just saying all these other things, kind of dumb things. And then Sasha's like, you stupid freaking morons, it's the damn tree. So she freaks out. And then they're like, Anne's like, whoa, it's just a game. Calm down. She's like, oh, you guys are idiots. I was just drawing a tree. And how can you be so stupid not to get it? She's taking it way too damn seriously. And then it stems from the bigger problem. It stems from how Sasha hasn't changed. And then Anne's like, I thought you were changing. And he's like, oh, what if I don't want to change? Ooh, see that right there, people? You can't make anyone change. They have to want to. But she doesn't want to. So this whole situation's boiling over, and at the same time that lava cake finally goes off and it literally spews lava, like actual burn kill you lava. I'm not maybe it's not exactly lava because it would have started burning everything, but it is hot enough to actually be like harmful to touch. So it's like, I guess, super, super hot water, because it actually is catching things on fire, but it doesn't actually like light it completely on fire. Then Grimes is like, oh, this is no. At first I thought it was like, oh, he's trying to kill the family. But Grimes is like, no, this is we do this at every festival. We have a big cake and then these bugs come out and you fight them and then we eat them afterwards. He's like, don't frogs do this? And then like, oh, no, frogs don't do this. He's like, oh, sorry. These bugs have like these stingers, and if they hit you, they paralyze you. So Grimes is out of the fight. The only one with the weapon. It's so funny. This is what I don't understand. Earlier in the episode, Grimes told her not to bring any weapons, but then they would need weapons to fight these things, but they're not even strong enough to actually do any damage. Then where you have Anne and Marcy are on the same page. She's like, wait a second, you still got your crossbow? She's like, oh yeah, I know what you want to do. They're stingers. You have to use their own stingers against them. And they start to work together. Marcy is going to shoot them down with their own stingers, but they got to collect more of them. And it's like, hey, Sasha, go antagonize them, have them shoot the things at you, you'll block them all, and then we'll collect all the stingers. So it's Anne coming up with the plan. And Sasha just has to listen. See how that worked out, Sasha? You see how it works when you're not the only one coming up with everything? So they're able to collect enough of these little bee stingers and then take out all these wasps. Once all the wasps are defeated, the lava, quote unquote, the lava cools and becomes like chocolate. Is that magical? Was that a magical thing or a timing thing? I'm assuming it's magical. Like it's part of the whole thing because it wouldn't happen to you defeat all the actual bugs. But they're like, and they kind of start talking about like changing and then Sasha's like, what if I don't want to change? That's, sometimes it's good and sometimes it's really bad, Sasha. But then Anne's like, you know what? Maybe you don't have to change, but you have to recognize that I changed, that I'm a different person now. And then Sasha's like, oh, it was that poor little girl that I always had to save. Not really. There's times where she stepped up and was like defending them from bullies, but I've always stood by this. She has does anyone remember Rugrats on Nickelodeon? How Angelica treated the babies? She could treat them like garbage, but nobody else could. And she would defend them against other kids, but she would treat them like crap because those are mine. That was Sasha. She didn't necessarily care that it was happening to them personally, but those were her friends and basically her toys. You can't play with my toys. I can trash my toys, but no one else can. I believe that 100%. Sasha's not a good person. So, then Grimes wakes up. He's like, oh, I missed the whole fight. And they're like, what do we do next? So he like picks one of the bugs out of the chocolate and just starts eating it. Disgusting. She's like, he just bites his freaking head off. Then he starts passing it around. Everyone's like, oh yeah, this is really good. Oh my God. I know they've been living here for a long time, but I don't think I can eat I could probably end up eating bugs because you got to do what you got to do to survive. But a big, gigantic wasp looking bug, I don't know if I could bite into something like that. But they're loving it. But yeah, they still have their evil plan. They're going to screw over everybody in some way. And Sasha being unable to change and just saying, I don't want to do it. I don't know. I don't like this young lady. She's not a good person. Maybe she does come around and ends up saving the day in the end. But she's quite the number, this one. I don't know how to, again, you can't fix someone. They have to be willing to be fixed, willing or want help to evolve and change. Hopefully she gets there. Oh my goodness, this girl needs a full stop. You reflect, then you start to turn around and start doing good things and being a good person. But we're not there yet. We're not even remotely close. She's drifting further away towards bad because she's doing all this to set her friends up. So yeah, we're super close to the end. I definitely want to finish this season up this week. And move on to season 3 after that. But thanks for watching, guys. Likes, comments, all that kind of stuff. All the engagement helps. So, ask away, chat away. You don't have to agree with me. I do like having conversations. Just keep it civil and we can have disagreements. And that's the way it's meant to be. And that's what makes talking about shows fun, is when not everyone has to agree on everything. But stay tuned for the next one, guys. I love you all. Catch you next time.
Crimson's in here. Thanks for watching the video. Remember, liking, subscribing, sharing, and commenting on the video really helps out a lot. It gets the video spread around more people get to see the videos, and we get to make more videos for you guys. So thank you, and we appreciate every single one of you guys.